Hello everyone, welcome back to the Fire Emblem Advent Calendar. Today is day 15, and today I'm going to be talking about my third favorite Fire Emblem unit, Merrick. Alright, so, weird story of Merrick. Whenever I first played Shadow Dragon, I actually didn't know that you could only visit villages with Marth, because I just skipped the tutorial, because like, oh, visit. Because I played Radiant Dawn first, and in that game you could visit the villages with everyone. And I just assumed like, for some reason the villages were just like glitchy or something, maybe like there's some weird requirement, I just never figured it out. So I never got Merrick in my first playthrough. And also, I really sucked at Shadow Dragon. And then I was like, you know what? I went to like the library and there was this weird Legend of Zelda manga there. Maybe there's other video game manga out there. So I looked up online a Fire Emblem manga. And since like, I could never get far in the story, so I never really got to see all the story. Found the Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon manga is made way back. I'll put some images up for it. And in it, I learned about Merrick. And I just really loved the Merrick's arc in there. These guys won't know what I'm talking about, but basically, Merrick heard about Marth going out to war and stuff, and Merrick's like, well, crap, I gotta go help my friend. And Merrick sucked at every single spell ever made. He just could not cast them. And so he decided to learn the hardest spell ever, Excalibur, which could only like choose the wielder. And after just days and days of just like trying and trying, he mastered Excalibur, and they went to go help out Marth. So like he literally just was able to overcome something he's like was not good at all just for his friend, and he went to go help him out, and I just find that really cool. So yeah, I just really like Merrick because of just the manga, and he's such a good guy. Excalibur is such a good tome. It's got really high crit, and he's just a good friend. I love that.
Yeah, Shadow Dragon is my second favorite game in the series, so there's certainly a lot to say about him. That said, of course, due to what we discussed in the Barst episode, I didn't get to run with Merrick much in my first run either. But in subsequent runs, of course, it's hard to pass him up when you have a concept in terms of resetting, for units that die. And he will die from time to time as a mage. He's not particularly bulky, but regardless of all that, he's a really good combat unit. It's hard to push aside the relevance of Excalibur in that game, especially in like Hard 5 and stuff, where, you get rushed down by some Pegasus Knights now and then, particularly the chapter after you get Merrick. And
Oh yeah.
that's really nice. I gotta say, I really appreciate it. But yeah, I like his relationship with Marth. It's really cool that you get him, and then you get his teacher Wendell in the next map. I really like what's that guy's name from FE12? Elshawn or something. His friend from Mage School, who was lining up to be the second Garnif. Yeah, him.
Arlen.
Yeah.
Arlen. He's I don't know. I just think he has a lot of relationships and a lot of cool things built in the world. Not to mention his whole thing with Marth's sister Ellis, or Elise, I guess it's actually pronounced, where he more or less is like, yo, Marth, a bro. How about what if we were actually bros? And then he marries Ellis or Elise. It's pretty cool. He's a good guy.
Based. Yeah, if I remember correctly, he actually studied magic specifically because he wanted to protect Elise. That's literally the conversation he has whenever you recruit Elise in the final chapter of FE12.
Mm-hmm.
He and like Marth and his sister were just like really good terms from his kids. I believe he's like bullied at a young age, but like Marth and Elise always just hung out with him. He just really loved them because of that. They're his only friends. So like he literally just learned magic just to help them out, especially Elise. And that's just really cool.
Imagine just casually being best friends with the prince and the princess of the region. Kind of crazy.
Oh
that
yeah.
happens a lot in Fire Emblem for some reason.
Yeah.
I can't remember much of Shadow Dragon, but I know he's pretty solid. Flyer effective tome is pretty OP.
Of course.
He ended up, if I remember correctly, he ended up being he's pretty speedy, isn't he?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to be the fast mage.
Yeah, he's a Lewin but nerfed. But no, in all seriousness though, the main thing that I have to say about him is like I love his Resplendent in Bay. It looks absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I summoned Dark Magician in attack mode to kill everyone. It's awesome. That's my main experience with him. Is his Resplendent is like top tier right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all I gotta say about him. He's pretty cool. Dark Magician is great.
I haven't played Shadow Dragon, but I have played a little bit of FE12 like here and there. Just kind of like farting around with Lunatic Reverse. And in there, Merrick is very, very good. Of course, when the enemy can always attack first, attacking from 2 range always comes in clutch, and it helps when you can do a lot of damage like Merrick can, especially with that high crit tone, right?
Oh yeah.
He has? Yeah. So doing a lot of damage, effective against
Flyers.
flyers later on is pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know too much of him like in terms of character, but he seems pretty cool. His character design also is just very appealing to the eyes.
Honestly, one thing that's a little bit sad about him is just how Shadow Dragon and to a lesser extent FE12 are built. There aren't really support conversations. I feel like he would have a lot to say to a lot of characters. I don't know, if they remake those games one day and finally let us have FE12 on this side of the ocean, maybe they'll give that to him. Maybe he could blossom into everybody's favorite at that point. I mean, he's certainly
Maybe
the unit
someday.
for it, but as for character, it's hard to say much about those sorts of characters.
A couple things I actually forgot real quick. I actually really like his relationship with Lind as well. Feel kind of bad for Lind. I was more of a Merrick Lind shipper. My ship.
I agree.
My ship
It's a good
sank.
ship. It's a good ship, but yeah, Elise is there for the ride.
Yeah, I mostly just liked it because of the manga though. Because like there's really good characters in that too. Also, I just really like he kind of started like the trope of like the prince's best friend thing of like always helping him out, and you can kind of see it happen again in Thracia with Leaf and Asbel. And although like it wasn't a mid, you can see it happen again with like Korn and Silas. He really started that trend out, and he's always there to help out his friend. Really like it. You guys have any final thoughts on Merrick?
Wholesome. Very, very wholesome.
Yeah.
Dark magician robes.
Yeah.
Excalibur!
Not Merrick Ishtar from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Alright. Well, thank you guys all so much for tuning in. We're going to see you guys next time. Bye!
Later.
Adios!